One person's actions can reflect so negatively and affect so many people in a negative way.
Tonight, a sex scandal tied to one mother and almost 24 minors has stunned a small town in East Tennessee. The 38-year-old mother in McMinn County is accused of recruiting and taking advantage of a list of minors.
Melissa Blair is facing 20 new charges. Most allege she had sex with minors. A grand jury returned the indictment yesterday. Prosecutors had already charged the mom back in February with having sex with 9 minors.
10 News reporter Vinay Simlot spoke with the sheriff in McMinn County and offers some new details in this case.
The sheriff tells me this all happened in a tight-knit part of McMinn County, and all of the crimes started with this.
The roots of this go back to social media and messaging.
Sheriff Joe Guy says Melissa Blair preyed on students at McMinn Central High School. She had a child there too, but the communication was all online.
It wasn't like she was making contact with them at events or sporting events or in the school at all. All of this was done through social media.
A grand jury returned an indictment against Melissa Blair for a series of sexual crimes, including statutory rape. Court documents say she hired minors for prostitution. The sheriff says after the first indictment in February,
we knew that there were probably going to be some more victims after the first grand jury indictments came out.
For a tight-knit town and a small community, the sheriff says this case is tough on investigators.
It is tough. It's tough on investigators when you know families.
But he says it presents a clear lesson for parents.
I think we focus too much on the scary guy on the street when in fact it's the person messaging our children or seeking some sort of online relationship with our children that we let slide by sometimes.
Now, Sheriff Guy tells me he thinks his investigators covered all of the victims in this last round of indictments, but he says if you're a victim of a sexual crime in McMinn County, he encourages you to call the McMinn County Sheriff's Office. Back to you.
The sheriff also encourages victims to reach out to his office or prosecutors for help finding treatment for trauma tied to abuse.